What's up, guys? It's G here, and welcome back to the Grizzly Life podcast. In this episode, Colton talks about the importance of recognizing wins, big or small, and shares a few key lessons. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications. Now let's get into episode 30 of the Grizzly Life podcast.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is episode 30 of many. Big 3-0. We've made it almost 1/3 of the way where we're going. 30 kind of seems like an impressive, milestone, I'd like to say. But 30 episodes in. We haven't missed a Tuesday or Thursday since we started, and we're going to continue pushing forward. Like I said early on, most podcasts stop after or before episode 7. And the ones that make it after that very, very rarely make it to 100 episodes. So it's exciting. We're going to keep going. I've got some, we're going to start off with some news this morning or right away at the beginning of this podcast. So good news. Number one, we are down here in the studio again. We are making way on that. I actually just had the concrete guys in here before we started recording. Gabe Boersma, he does some stuff for us here and there. So he came down and kind of got some measurements of the concrete and is going to get some pricing on the stained concrete for us. So that is step number one for this studio. Once that is done, then we can paint and start doing all the other work that we need to do to get this studio rocking. And then we can kind of get to the video aspect and just really take this to the next level. So that's exciting. So he said by the end of the day tomorrow we'll have some pricing and then we can start moving forward on that project. Another important update or something awesome, the electricians are still cranking on the backside of Watoma. We've got Pulvermacher in there. They've been doing some great stuff. They've just been really cleaning it up and getting rid of a lot of the old electrical work that we just didn't need or stuff that was already kind of dead or not being used. So it's looking really good. I think they're a couple days away from kind of being done as much prep work as they can do. And then we can kind of come in. Next project from there is finish the ceiling. So back in that back section, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, again, this is an old grocery store building from the 60s. A lot of the electrical and just everything is, you can see everything. So you look up at the ceiling, there's just a ton of conduit running everywhere, just a ton of random pipes and just miscellaneous stuff. And everything's kind of hodgepodge together. So we needed to clean that up. And then what we have to do is we have to kind of drop the ceiling down 6 to 10 inches to kind of cover all of that ugliness up and then drywall it and, paint and all that kind of stuff. So first things first, electrical, get all that cleaned up and done. Then we've got the ceiling guys or the drywall and the framing guys to come in to get that project done. Then the electricians then the guy will come and paint. Then the electricians will come back. They'll throw their can lights in. So then we've got light again. And then the HVAC guys will come and finish up with their ducting work back there. So all exciting stuff there as well. Another important piece of news thing that I'd like to share, another win. A lot of our team meetings in our group conversations, and I know I've brought this up in several other episodes, we're always focusing on wins, right? It's so easy to get down on the day. It's so easy to have one thing tick you off or rub you the wrong way, and then you kind of dwell on that one thing all day, right? You get home from work, and what's the first thing you do? You say how your day sucked or this one thing that really annoyed you or whatever, right? We like to dwell in it. We like to talk about it. And I try to coach to not let the little things affect you, try to move on, try to kind of just put it aside and keep pushing forward. So we try to emphasize the wins, the important things that we've been doing day in and day out, personal wins, business wins. That's kind of how we start off all of our team meetings. So that is what I'm doing here with you guys. I'm kind of going over some of our wins. They are all news items, but they're all wins, right? We're moving in the right direction. We're progressing. We're becoming better versions of ourselves and better versions of the company. So another good win for us is we got some new coaches last week. It was kind of all happened at the same time. It was a great thing. I had a couple interviews. I liked most of the people we met with. And so we actually have 3 coaches onboarding for our personal training aspect of things. So we've got 2 awesome ladies, for our Watoma facility. One of them is named Chloe and our other girl is named Emily. And they're going to work out great. We'll see how long. I know Chloe's still in school and Emily's here for like the next 4 to 8 weeks, maybe 12. It just depends on when she heads back home. So we're just going to kind of go with the flow. And that's what's great about our system. We can kind of bounce around and and coaches are coaching the same system and the same workouts, but just a different face. So that's exciting for our Watoma facility. Then we've got a new rock star as well for our Berlin and Princeton location. Her name is Kimber. She is fantastic as well. She loves fitness, and these are just huge wins for us because our coaching program is doing amazing. It's just really difficult to having multiple locations and trying to offer this service everywhere is just it's difficult. I'll give you guys a brief story on personal training and kind of my mindset. Ever since we've been in business and doing the gyms, I never really wanted to offer personal training because it's difficult. It's a whole nother business in itself. You got to manage people and they got to manage people. And it's just like it's this process that is difficult, right? So the gyms are generally easy. It's basically people come and they rent the space, they pay month to month or whatever. They come and use the space as needed. And that's that. So our goal is always just to get more members and keep the gym clean and organized. And that's pretty easy. But then the personal training aspect just adds a whole other level of difficulty. So I never wanted to attack personal training. I didn't want to do training myself anymore. We had too many things going on. And it's just, it's just difficult. So like I said, it's a whole other business. And now we started attacking that last fall, winter time. So it's going well. We've got some new awesome coaches. We're always looking for more coaches. And so that's kind of where we're at right now with our fitness program. So Princeton and Berlin and Watoma are all rolling good. Oshkosh is rolling good as well. So we're going to keep pushing forward there. Another cool, exciting little thing I just want to say, since we've been doing this podcast, we have had more people reaching out saying, hey, I'd love to hop on. I'd love to talk about this or talk about that. So that's exciting because we've already got, I'm not saying I've got a physical list, but we've got a long list of people who are super interested in coming and just having conversations and asking questions and just being a part of this. So it's super cool to see something that we just kind of started knowing that we need to start doing it. People are listening. People are enjoying the content. So thank you for that. If you want to hop on the pod someday, shoot me a message because I'd really love to kind of start creating that list of what people are interested in, having a conversation, but also what conversations they want to have, right? What topics do they want to cover? What areas? And in this podcast too, people are going to be able to come on here and kind of, whatever they're doing in their life, right? Like that's our goal, is just to have honest conversations and not just ask me things or ask Chase things. It doesn't have to be just like the grizzly life mentality, right? We want to bring people in that are living that way, but also like what's their story? How did they get here? Why'd they end up here? What do they do? So anyways, that's another kind of little exciting thing. Now, before we get into kind of today's lesson, I know that's kind of a lot of random little items. I would like to throw out my socials, so I don't forget to do that. If you want to add me on Snapchat, Colton.Burt, Colton.Burt. Instagram, Facebook, ColtonBurt19. Otherwise, just search me there and you'll find me. If you want to email us, it is marketing@fitnessgrizzly.com. We will be dropping our 4th of July stuff here soon, so keep an eye out for that. A lot of our social media will be geared around that for the next couple weeks. You'll be seeing some teasers. We're going to drop some really cool videos of it, and it'll just be cool. It's something that we've never done before. I know I talked about it a little bit last episode as well. So keep an eye out. And also, those of you who are listening, we're going to be doing 10% of all proceeds goes back to the local VFW. So please help support that. I believe we're going to be selling t-shirts, probably hats, and probably a special edition shaker bottle. So whatever you need, hit me up. We're going to start getting kind of a pre-sale or kind of like a sign-up sheet of who's interested in what. You'll get charged right away, or you'll pay for your item right away, and then we'll work on fulfilling those orders. So really something really cool too this year. Our logo isn't too over the top, or our design isn't too over the top. So even though it's a 4th of July logo, it's a special edition logo. I believe it to be kind of an all day, every day kind of logo. You can wear it wherever you go. It's not too crazy. It's not like the entire shirt is just, America. It's a very clean looking logo. So anyways, if you're listening, you want to help support, obviously it's going to help support the gym. It's also going to help support the local VFWs. So keep that in mind. Today's lesson, the first thing that I'd like to talk about, we'll see if I have time to talk about more items, but I asked G before we hopped on today's episode. I was like, what should today's lesson be? And the lesson that he kind of mentioned was stay young. And it's interesting because it's something that constantly comes up or things that we're noticing. And the reason we say stay young, and I actually kind of threw something in my story the other day too. Stay young and have fun. Everybody grows up, everybody turns into adult. You've got your own responsibilities. That's all good. But you know, got to have that child in you. You got to have a good time. You got to be smiling, laughing at the little things. Life's stressful, but life's also, it's meant to be enjoyed, right? We've only got one trip on this planet, so enjoy it while you can, and just don't go through the motions. Just have, I don't know, just have a good time. Stay young at heart. I know we're all gonna, grow older. Your metabolism's gonna slow down. We're gonna get gray hair, all of that stuff, right? But keep that young mentality. Uh, and I believe in kind of instilling habits at younger ages, right? So I'm in my 20s, and I keep talking about how I need to be the best me now for future me. When I'm 60, 70, 80, that's why I'm training now. That's my motivation to train later. I want to feel confident no matter where I'm going, but I need to instill the habits now. It's hard. It's not impossible. But if I instill the habits in my 20s and I continue with them in my 30s, it's just going to, the compound effect is going to continue rolling, right? Starting a new habit when you're 40, 50, 60, I'm not saying again, it's not impossible. And I encourage everybody to be the best version of themselves. Everybody's got a different path. Everybody lives a different life. But if you have the opportunity now and you're young, focus on you and prioritize you. Make sure that you're doing what you can do to be the best you. And again, instill those habits while you're young and while you can. So that way they're just always a part of your life. But definitely the staying young aspect, go out, have fun, hang out with your friends, spend time with the people you need to spend time with. We're all going to have plenty of time to sit around and just hang out and do, nothing all day type thing. But I'll kind of leave it there. Just that stay young mentality, that going out, being you, I'm just thinking in my head right now of like when you're a little kid and everything's exciting, whether it's that candy bar or that trip or that first time you and your maybe brother, sister, parent, whatever it was, maybe that event you went to, maybe you went to a sporting event and enjoyed the big screen or the hot dog or whatever it was. Like those little events were such a major part of our life. And when we're young, it's just like so powerful and we remember those things. So obviously the older we get, those events don't have necessarily the same effect, but just keep that kid mentality in you. Keep having fun, keep smiling, keep laughing. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't, think that you're too mature, too old to do those things. Like, if you like swimming in public, go swimming or whatever those little dumb things are that you feel like you're too old to do now. Push yourself to just have a good time and get out there and be goofy and be fun and just keep smiling and laugh at the little things. And anyways, that's kind of lesson number 1. I would like to talk a little bit about some goal setting stuff again. I know this is something that I constantly talk about, but I feel like it's my job to instill the Grizzly Life mentality, right? The be 1% better. For those of you who have me on Snapchat, I'm always talking about being consistent, being 1% better, being the best version of you. And that's what it's about. It's not about, you don't have to be a fitness guru. You don't have to be a specialist with your diet or whatever. It's just whatever being the best you means to you. I'm trying to work on my goal setting still, and it's something we talk about often. And every month, every quarter, again, it's early June. I know I mentioned early, like June 2 or whatever our episode release date was. You should be thinking about the month and what you want to accomplish, right? And we've got July coming up, and July is the start of Q3. So that being said, for our businesses, when Q3 rolls around, we're thinking about the next 90 days and the end of the year. What do we need to accomplish in the end of the year? And by the end of the year, what do we need to accomplish by the end of the year? And then let's break that down. In the next 90 days, what do we need to accomplish? And then from there, what needs to happen in the next 30 days to make sure I'm getting to my 90-day goal, right? And that 90-day goal helps me get to my 180 goal, right, or the end of the year. So June is just kind of getting rolling, but you should have kind of thought about the month. And the easiest thing to do for like personal goals for like the month is just like one habit. What's one thing you want to be better at? What's one thing you don't want to do? If you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, it's definitely a good read regarding habit building and kind of goal setting. I think everybody should read it one time. It just kind of goes to give you some good insight on setting goals and how to break habits and you know that kind of stuff. So, but you should have set some goals for the month of June, and it doesn't need to be 5 things. It just needs to be 1 or 2 things. Again, get out of bed on time every day, or 5 days a week, or go to bed every night by a certain time range, or get up and walk a mile before I eat food, or I don't want to eat chips this month, or I obviously go health related, but I also shoot target practice once a week. Maybe you want to be better at shooting bow or shooting a pistol or whatever you got going on. Maybe that's a good little goal for you. Maybe you want to work on writing cursive. Maybe you want to read more books. Maybe you want to get more handy around the house. Whatever it is, just pick one little thing that you can be better at, and just work on it for the month. And after you accomplish it, either it's going to be a habit, and you're going to continue doing it, or you're going to have accomplished your goal, and hey, maybe I don't really want to be that handy. Maybe I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. Maybe I want to work on something else or whatever. That's okay. Just try something new for 30 days and get out of that comfort zone. So, with July coming up, we got to start thinking about our Q3 goals, and now is the time to do that. You've got 2 to 3 weeks to kind of think about what to accomplish in Q3. So, if you are in a business that doesn't do goal setting, or maybe you're in a business that does do goal setting, this should be kind of something we should be talking about within the business. There should always be goals. As an employee and an employer, you need to know which way you're heading and why we're heading that way and what everyone needs to do. So if you are part of an organization that does not do goals for 90 days or 30 days or 1 year goals or whatever, I strongly recommend trying to, and it's hard to kind of approach the topic maybe depending on what position you're in, but there should be goal setting happening. You should know the vision of the company. You should know where we're heading, why we're heading there, what we want to accomplish, how can I be a part of that, and that kind of stuff. Now, you can do some 90-day goal setting for yourself as well. These are some bigger goals that help you achieve your year-end goals. So if you set some really good goals at the beginning of the year with New Year's, now would be the time to think about how can I continue striving for those goals, or how can I get back on track to strive for those goals. And again, usually in January 1st, New Year's, we're very over the top, right? We're like, oh, we're going to have abs and we're going to eat perfect and do all these things, and I'm going to read 1,000,000 books. Like, our goals are huge because of that power of the first of the year. It's a new year, it's a new page. But think about those goals from the beginning of the year, simplify them a little bit, and then kind of attack them. Get back on track, figure out what you want to do. Maybe you want to run a marathon, maybe that's not possible. Maybe you want to do a half marathon or a 5K. Pick something though and go out and attack it. The reason I brought this up is one thing that I decided to do this week. I don't think I've necessarily been slacking on reading, but I've been having problems reading one of my larger books. I'm reading a book called Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's a fantastic human as far as everything that he's accomplished in his life, coming over from Austria, and he's kind of the definition of being the best you. Everything he's done has been 110%. He's accomplished many crazy things for an immigrant like himself, and it's just a really cool story. I didn't really know much about him. I thought he was famous from bodybuilding, but there's a lot of other things that he has done in his time that has really been phenomenal. So, anyways, the book is like 620 pages, and I just kind of dread reading it because I'm like, oh, I'm just never going to get it done. I'm never going to get it done. So 2 weeks ago, I set a goal. I said I'm going to be done with this book in 2 Fridays, which I should be done with the book hopefully today. Today is Monday, June 9th, and my goal was to be done by this Friday. So I kind of put my foot down and said I need to get this done. Another reason I didn't like reading this long book is because I like reading 250 to 350 page books, so then I can just like get the knowledge I need out and kind of move on. But after finishing my first long book here, I've really realized like the power of learning about other people and the amazing things that they do. It's very motivating to read about other individuals that are it doesn't even have to be in your field, but people who have accomplished a lot more than you have. It's very important to understand and study those people. The Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, the Steve Jobs, the presidents of the world, any of these people who are, they've done great things. And a lot of things we don't even know. Like a lot of the presidents, regardless of what side you like to go, they've all accomplished a lot of great things. They're their childhood or whatever. There's a lot of things we don't know about them personally. And I think there's just a lot of cool studies out there. And just a lot of cool things we can learn and take away from those individuals. So anyways, the goal that I set this week, and I kind of put my foot down, and I'm also going to say it on here so that way I also hold myself accountable again. I texted my brother last night, and I kind of said, "Hey, here's 4 things I'm going to accomplish this week." I said I'm going to finish these 3 books because they're 3 books that I've got going, and the Total Recall, the Arnold book, is one of them, and then I've got 2 others that I also need to finish. I just kind of set my foot down and said I need to get these done. And then what I also did was I actually picked my next 5 books that I'd like to read that I've got in my queue after these are done. So once I finish these 3, that allows me to open the next 5 and kind of attack some new goals there. But by texting him and now talking about it in this podcast, I'm really locking in that I've got to get these 3 books done by this weekend. And I think this is a very powerful tool. If you've got a goal, now this is within reason. Some people believe in don't really share your goals until you've accomplished them because some people are going to put you down depending on who you're talking to. Obviously, I'm very encouraging and I like to bring people up, but depending on who you're talking to, coworkers, spouses, family members, if it's some audacious goal or like something out there, human beings tend to kind of shit on each other, right? They kind of bring each other down. It's you got to be talking to the right person. So don't just be blabbing to everybody what your goals are or whatever. Make sure you're talking to somebody who cares about you and wants the best for you and knows that you can accomplish those goals. So by me texting my brother, I just kind of, that's kind of me putting it in writing, solidifying it to myself, and then also, again, talking about it on here. It's just another little power, kind of hack tool that I use to say, hey, I'm going to get this done. So feel free to do that. Use it for yourself. Find something that you want to be better at. Find something you want to accomplish and just say, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to write it down. I'm going to sign it myself, or I'm going to send it to my brother, my sister, my spouse, whoever, and go out there and get it. My other one-off was I think I've also got to shoot target practice like twice this week. So I put those things in writing so I can go out and accomplish them. So that is what I've got for you guys today. We talked a little bit about goal setting, talk a little bit about staying young and just being young at heart. Be the best you. I encourage everybody to go out there. And again, I know there's a lot of things out there that you can or can't do. Just find something that you want to do or something you've always wanted to do or something that you're kind of doing that you should be doing better. This episode has just kind of been a little, poke in the back. Like, just get out there and do you. Be the best you. Don't worry about what anybody else has to say about you. Stay close to the people who care most about you and go out and attack it. Be the best version, 1% better. Consistency is what builds us. It doesn't need to, you don't need to go work out really hard today and then be sore for a week and then just say, I don't want to work out anymore. Just start, go out and walk for 10, 20 minutes, go out and lift for 20, 30 minutes, whatever you got to do. Go out and just start. That's all we got to do. So appreciate you guys for tuning in to episode 30, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one.